Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. So, students, this is the last session of Chapter 3 Human Reproduction. In last session, we have completed with how the fertilization takes place, how the sperms it fertilizes with the ovum. Then, after that, the zygote will form. Then, the zygote it is converted into embryo, and what are the events which are taking place in the fallopian tube, the growing embryo. We have seen that cleavage starts, blastomere forms, then morula is uh, changed, then up to that blastocyst it develops. Then even if we observe 1 week of development, then 70 to 100 cell structure they can be observed. So in this way we have reached up to the development of trophoblast, then even the implantation, how it occurs. So all these events we have completed in last session. Let us revise again the definition for implantation. The blastocyst, when becomes embedded in the endometrium of uterus, now we are very much familiar with the word endometrium. It is the innermost lining of uterus. So I should repeat it. The blastocyst become embedded in the endometrium of uterus, and this event leads to implantation and pregnancy can be continued. So now which type of events they occur after implantation, that will be included in this topic, pregnancy and embryonic development. So many times the question is asked directly on this topic, and this is a long answer type uh, question which can be asked on this topic, and it is important also. So we'll see what happens after implantation. The finger like projections appear on the trophoblast, which are known as chorionic villi. Villi are always finger like projections. This word is known to us in intestine. When the digestive system we come to know, we studied about digestive system, the villi they are the structures which are present in intestine, and they are also finger like projections, so we can rememorize this word, the meaning of that. But here chorionic villi, because this structure particularly it is concerned with the pregnancy. So here chorionic villi they surrounds the uterine tissue and maternal blood. So this chorionic villi and uterine tissue becomes interdigested. That means they intermix with each other and jointly form a structure and functional unit between developing embryo, which is known as fetus, as well as mother's body. And this particular term which we are using, we are known to us, that is placenta. So placenta is an important structure. It acts as a bridge between developing embryo, fetus, as well as the mother, which is providing all the nutrients for development of the fetus. So again, we will repeat the definition. The chorionic villi and the uterine tissue becomes interdigested with each other. They mix with each other and they form a structural and functional unit between the developing embryo as well as mother's body. So placenta is an important term. This placenta, what are the functions? The placenta facilitates the supply of oxygen, nutrients to the embryo, as well as it is helpful in removal of carbon dioxide and other excretory waste which are produced by the embryo. That's why it is acting as a bridge. The placenta is connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord, which helps in transport of these substances to and from the embryo. So in both the directions, this particular these particular structures can be explained by the help of this diagram. So here we can see this is the developing child, which is known as embryo, and this particular structure it is umbilical cord with its vessels, and these finger like projections which develop, they are known as placental villi. This red colored area, that is the cavity of uterus, where this developing embryo, it will float. And here it is yolk sac. Actually it is of no use here in the human development. And this is the end part of the uterus, that is the plug of mucus in cervix. So this is the cervical region, means not the neck region, but this is cervix portion. It is a different word. Now the placenta facilitates many of the functions we have seen right now. Oxygen transport, which is the important gas, or we can say it is important for the life gas, and many nutrients for the development of embryo, as well as exchange of excretory waste. So placenta is actually connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord, which help in this transport that we have completed. Placenta also act as an endocrine tissue. So this is another importance of placenta, and it produces several hormones. So previously we have discussed the general functions which we already know, but this is the special function which we are not knowing up till this level. So endocrine tissue also, it is acting as endocrine tissue. That means it is releasing certain hormones like human chorionic gonadotropin. Shortly it is indicated like this, HCG. Then human placental lactogen, it is indicated as HPL. Estrogens, progesterone, and also another hormone is also produced in later phase of pregnancy. This relaxin hormone is also produced. So in this way, this is one of the important function of placenta, which is very much required. The release of these hormones, it will required for the development of fetus. And even during pregnancy, the level of other hormones like estrogens, progesterones, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine, etc., are also increased several folds in the maternal blood beyond normal level, we can say. So this is these all the release of hormones are helpful for the further development of fetus. Immediately after implantation, the inner cell mass differentiates into an outer layer called ectoderm and an inner layer called endoderm. Even a mesoderm soon appears between the ectoderm and endoderm. So this process will be for development of embryo. How the embryo that is changed to fetus. So all these events, they are included just to explain this process. So these three layers, ectoderm, endoderm, and in between mesoderm, they give rise to all the tissues and organs in further development. It needs to be mentioned here that inner cell mass contains certain cells which are known as stem cells. I think you are familiar with this term, you have heard about this stem cells, which have the potency to give rise to all the tissues and organs. Actually, this stem cell, they can be compared to the capability which is found in plants. The term which you have already learned, that is totipotency. So in totipotency, we have seen the some of the cell mass in the plant tissue, it has capability to give rise to new tissues or organs. So same type of function is present in stem cells in this developing embryo. So stem cells have the capacity or potency to give rise to the new tissues or organs. The doctors, their research, it is going on just to develop the different organs for human which is required, like liver cells or other brain cells like this, but research is going on the stem cells. Then we all know that human pregnancy, it lasts for 9 months. So this much time period is required for the development of full fetus. full development of this fetus. In human being, how the development takes place, we will see what are the events which one by one gradually it can be observable. So in human beings, after 1 month of pregnancy, the embryo's heart is formed. So all these events are important to notice, and even you are supposed to learn all these things, they are important. The first sign of growing fetus may be noticed by listening the sound of the heart, and carefully it can be done only with the help of stethoscope by the doctors. Then by the end of second month pregnancy, the fetus develops limbs and digits. So all these events one by one gradually they appear. By the end of 12 weeks, that means this time period almost up to 3 months completion, actually this phase is known as first trimester. So 9 months they are divided into three parts: the first 3 months, then second 3 months, and the last 3 months. So first 3 months they are known as first trimester. So up till 12 weeks of the development, most of the major organ systems they are formed. For example, the limbs they have developed, the external genital organs are well developed, like the external genitalia, especially in male uh, fetus we can see the particular structure. Then the first movement of fetus and appearance of hair on the head are usually observed during the fifth month. So this is the change which we can observe in fifth month. Then by the end of 24 weeks, that means after completion of second trimester, the body is converted with fine hair. Even eyelids are formed, eyelashes are formed, and lastly, by the end of 9 months of development, the fetus is fully developed and is ready for delivery. So when all the structures they are developed, then inner reflex that is developed for the delivery of the child. So how it occurs, that we will discuss in next topic, which is parturition and lactation. So pregnancy and embryonic development we have seen. Then now we are starting with another topic, parturition and lactation. But before that, I would like to explain with the help of this diagram. You can see here, this is the umbilical cord. This area is the uterus. So inverted pear-shaped structure is completely observed. This is inverted pear-shaped structure. This is the end portion, that is cervix, and this is vagina. This is the uterine wall. This is the almost fully developed fetus, and here this is the anus. So how the position it is taking place in the developing in the last month, that is the by the end of 9 months, that you can see here. So now we are going to start with this topic, parturition and lactation. First of all, we'll revise the same term which we have done in the starting of this chapter, gestation period. So actually it is the average duration of human pregnancy, which we know it is about 9 months. Approximate figure is only given. This is not fixed. Sometimes the baby it is delivered earlier, sometimes after this time also. In after 9 months completion of the development, it takes more time. So it depends upon person to person or condition to condition. But the average duration of this human pregnancy, we are using a typical term, gestation period. Then what happens, how parturition takes place? Actually after the completion fully developed complete development of child or fetus, the vigorous contraction of uterus at the end of pregnancy causes the expulsion or delivery of the fetus. So, actually, it is forced to move out. So, this process of delivery of the fetus, which is known as childbirth, and biologically it is known as parturition. Parturition is induced by a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. So nervous system as well as endocrine system, they are completely working together, and by the release of certain chemicals and hormones, this process of parturition is possible. Actually, the signals for parturition originates from the fully developed fetus and the placenta, which induces mild uterine contraction, which is known as fetal ejection reflex. So a message is given to the brain that now it is time for parturition. So message will go from the fully developed fetus as well as the placenta. So it gives the signal to brain, and then now the brain releases certain hormones, like it triggers the release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary. So pituitary gland, uh, the posterior lobe of pituitary gland, it releases this hormone known as oxytocin. What is the function of oxytocin? It acts on the uterine muscles and cause stronger uterine contraction, which in turn stimulates further secretion of oxytocin. So, the stimulatory reflex between the uterine contraction and oxytocin secretion continues, resulting in stronger and stronger contraction. And then at last, it leads to expulsion of baby out of the uterus, which is known as childbirth, and it occurs through birth canal. Birth canal, we have understood the meaning in earlier sessions. You can refer that. And this process of expulsion of baby out is known as parturition. So, actually, head is at the lower end. So, this position also you have to remember. That's why I've inserted this diagram. So, this is the actual position or ideal position at the time of delivery. So, head is at the downward direction, and the other body parts, they are at the upper end. So in this way it is easy for the delivery of the child. Always head region will come outside first. Then let us discuss about the another term, lactation. Up till now we have described parturition. Now we are describing the lactation. So definitely, we the human beings, they are considered as mammals, and one of the important identification is presence of mammary glands. So here the importance of mammary glands we will discuss. They are active in female. So the mammary glands of female undergo differentiation during pregnancy and starts producing milk towards the end of pregnancy by the process of lactation. So lactation, actually it is the production of milk for the developing child. So after birth, the few months of lactation, they will be followed. This helps the mother in feeding the newborn, and the milk which is produced during the initial few days, almost 3 to 4 days. So this is an important term again. So the milk which is produced during the initial few days of lactation, actually this is known as colostrum. And what is its importance? It contains several antibodies absolutely essential to develop resistance for the newborn babies, that we have understood in the previous chapter, which was regarding immunity. So you can refer that which type of antibodies they are released, or they are present in the colostrum. Then the breastfeeding during the initial period of infant growth is recommended for by doctors also, for bringing up the healthy baby. So even the mother should be ready for breastfeeding the child, and the child also requires the same thing, because all the nutrients, all the energy, all the antibiotics and the different essential things, they can be given by mother's milk, by providing mother's milk. So with this, today we are ending our chapter, and these two topics which we have discussed today, they are also having importance in our syllabus. So please do revise all the topics regarding this chapter, and if you are having any problem, you can ask me personally, and get ready for the unit test. And with this, we end our session here. Till then, take care. Bye bye, students.